Hello. Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Puneet here, and thank you very much for joining us today for the discussion and a webinar on future trends and impact on e-learning is the topic for today, and this is what we're going to discuss about today. Um, just a little bit of information before we start this webinar. You would notice that there is a questions panel on your GoToMeeting interface, and in case you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to add questions there so that we can take them towards the end of this presentation. Oh. All right, great. So to start with, thank you very much for joining us today. And I'm Puneet. I am responsible for the product sales within Hurix Systems. Today we're going to talk about future trends and the impact of those trends on e-learning. It's a very interesting topic, and I'm without wasting any time, I will just move on with it. To give you a little background, and I'm sure most of us are aware of this, that the way learning happened, used to happen has transformed over the years. There used to be a time when print was prevalent, and there was not much multimedia or interactivities or language support, etc. that was possible. It was so. What we're basically seeing is that is an era of rise of ebooks. Um, the consumption patterns have changed, so the natives, the digital natives demand better content now. And obviously there's evolving content requirement wherein we're looking at multimedia content and sophisticated design and layout and typography. So and why did this transformation happen? Because the increase of smartphones or devices across generations, across group of people has evolved over the time. There's a 42% increase in smartphone users globally, so that kind of aids this transformation. Uh, in 2009 there was about 2.2 million digital learners, and today we've got about as of 2014 it's about 10.4 million. So that's like a five-fold increase over a period of 5 years. And if you look at device users or tablets users, it's about 1 billion plus today. Now, because the consumption patterns have changed, it is important for publishing organizations and organizations in the content business to also look at transformation as an imperative, and explore opportunities to kind of transform the business models and move towards a more technology enabled kind of business model, plus make content more interesting, make it more interactive, ensure that it's attractive enough for the modern day consumer. Of course, this change has resulted in new trends that we just spoke about. So now there is a lot of use of multimedia when you look at books, when you look at ebooks. It is the bring your own device generation. You can see a lot of institutions and even corporates to that extent allowing the bring your own device model. So it kind of becomes imperative that it is the change and this is the transformation that has brought about these new trends in the e-learning domain. Uh, you also end up looking at a lot of integrated platforms. So you would see, you would notice a lot of institutions using learning management systems. It has become, a mandate, so to say, for them to sustain in their business to ensure that they're adopting these newer technologies and new methodologies. Uh, Cloud-based learning. So, keeping in mind that infrastructure investment is not, really a good idea. I mean, not everybody wants to set up a data center in their institution and, do a physical infrastructure setup. So, cloud is the new, is the answer to that. And cloud-based learning has become more and more important and has become more and more prevalent across the e-learning domain, across the e-learning industry. So, in summary, what we're trying to say here is that there has been a changing pattern, and that changing pattern has led to certain trends in the e-learning domain. And these trends have further changed the way content was created and distributed. So, if you look at the historical, so if you look at print, digital, and mobile, and move from print and then move to digital and then evaluate mobile, in a classic print environment, you would typically have content creators, and then that whatever content has been created would go to a printer, gets printed in physical hard copies of books, goes to a distributor and eventually reaches the learner. Uh, then came the era of digital, where publishers and content organizations would adopt a technology platform where a content creator would go and log into that technology platform, create that content, and then through a digital channel, that content gets distributed, and then the end user is kind of consuming that content over an internet connection on a laptop machine or a computer. And now we are talking about an era which is mobile. So it is an era which is device agnostic. It is an era where smartphones are prevalent. It is an era when students across geographies are using tablets for content consumption. And it also kind of, in a way, a good cloud platform that enables you to do this can solve the mobile need of this industry, because typically content creators can log into a cloud-based platform, create content. The administrator or the publisher can then take that content, create them into ebooks or convert them into digital books, all at the same time in the same platform, and then also do their licensing and distribution to the end user. The end user can then comfortably access the device of their choice at the time of their choice and start consuming that content. Now, typically, any such platform would, be independent of internet connectivity 24 by 7, because when you're talking about devices, you're talking about native applications, and once the content has been downloaded, you don't really need internet connection or a decent infrastructure availability to be able to consume that content. So, this is what we call the PDM, paradigm. So it's the print, digital, and mobile age. So that's the transformation we're talking about today. Now, if you look at a 30,000 feet and you look at it from a matrix perspective, so we're talking about a PDM and 4C matrix, where we're saying, if you look at just the print environment, which was the past in isolation, the content got created maybe through laptop machines or your typewriters maybe, and then it got consumed in print environment. So it was hard copies and it was physical books that were the consumption patterns. No scope for collaboration, because we're talking about physical hard copies of books, and your commerce was typically through bookshops. Then you look at the present and say, okay, it is moved on to digital, and it the creation kind of happens on desktops and laptops. The consumption happens on desktops and laptops. There is possibility of some amount of collaboration, if not to a great extent, but the end user and the content provider can probably collaborate together, and the commerce also happens through your typical web stores. But if you look at the mobile, I mean, we call it the future, but being in this business for about 15 odd years, we can definitely say that it's almost here. And in certain geographies we see it happening as on date, wherein everything has become mobile. So you let your content authors be able to author content through a mobile channel, maybe through a different device. They don't need to be sitting in an isolated room with a computer, laptop, and creating content. They could be geographically split. They could be at any point in time during the day. They can create content on the choice of their on the device of their choice. From a consumption point of view, that also happens on devices, okay, and so you're basically catering to the modern day demand of being able to consume content across various platforms, and you're addressing that need for the changed content consumption pattern. Collaboration can happen in a big way. So there are these platforms, and the product that we're going to talk about that in detail. It lets students and teachers and users collaborate with each other. They can be a part of a group, and they can kind of highlight certain areas of an ebook, ask a question, write back to the teacher. Teacher can respond back all in real time. So that's what mobile platforms let you do. And from a commerce perspective, we know of in-app purchases, and even the sale can happen through devices as on date. So basically, if you look at it at a holistic level, you're saying print, digital, and mobile, which is the past, present, and the future. And then, your four pillars of creation, consumption, collaboration, and commerce. That's how they're kind of evolving. Now, moving on to Hurix. So, we are an organization that's about 15 odd years in the business of e-learning. We've been at the forefront of this business for long now. We started as an e-learning services organization. Yeah, we started as an e-learning organization, and a couple of years back, we thought that we're an organization that does your services business for a lot of publishing companies globally. Then we moved into custom content. We said we do so do Flash to HTML5 kind of services, create custom content, and provide digital educational solutions from a services point of view. And we said, now that we do all of this, I think we think it's time to embark on a into a product area where we're able to support our customers, our existing customers, as well as organizations wanting to move towards a mobile e-learning kind of a platform. That's where we came up with our path-breaking product called Kitabu. Now, Kitabu is an e-textbook platform that lets you create engaging and interactive content, convert your existing static content into interactive ebooks, and then gives you a distribution platform wherein you can kind of manage your end users. You can manage institutions, you can create schools, you can create classes, teachers, students, etc. And then eventually your end users can consume that content on your white label branded reader apps, and it's platform agnostic, so the content consumption can happen across iOS, Android, Windows, PC, and Mac, online and offline versions. Then we've got another product that works very closely with publishing organizations across the globe, which is called Kitabu Author. It is primarily a content authoring tool, which lets you author, HTML5 digital content from scratch. So it's HTML5 ready, and you can author that content from scratch, and then kind of export it out in various formats. So if you're using a learning management system, you can export SCORM compliant outputs. I'm try and not going to use too many technological terms, but you can take your outputs out from Kitabu Author in various formats. Apart from that, as an organization, we work across multiple domains, both from a services as well as a product perspective. Along with that, to complete the overall ecosystem, we also have the Kitabu learning management system in place, wherein we have customized a Moodle LMS with customized plugins and our own customizations on that LMS, and we call that the Kitabu LMS. I'm going to go dig down a little deeper, starting with Kitabu. So, like I said, Kitabu is the modern day e-learning ecosystem. It is a product that has been adopted by large publishing organizations across the globe, and that too in the likes of top 5 or top 10 companies. So we work with most of them across various geographies. Now, if you look at Kitabu again at a very high level, and the slide that is on the screen right now, it typically kind of tells you that if you're a publisher, and so there are two things that you may have. You either have existing content, or you want to create new content. The moment you want to create new content, we've got Kitabu Author as an offering, where you can start creating digital ready HTML5 ready content from scratch and export it out into various outputs. If you've got an existing content, which most of the publishing companies do have, you can put that into the Kitabu Cloud architecture. So Kitabu Cloud can be broken down into your creation, distribution, and consumption platforms. So you put your existing content into the Kitabu creation platform. The output that you get from there is an enhanced ebook, because the creation platform, you take your PDF, it lets you add multimedia, it gives you markup options, it lets you add HTML5 interactivities, it lets you add audios, videos, hyperlinks, etc., etc., to make your static content interesting and enriched. Once you've done that, you have a repository of all your ebooks ready. You're ready for distribution now. So the platform also gives you the distribution channels. So you can do B2B distributions, or you can do B2C distributions as well. You can issue access codes, or you can issue licenses to your end customer for those particular ebooks. And Now again, from a distribution perspective, we support, as I said, we support both B2B and B2C. So if you want to adopt the B2C channel and you want to put all your content on a web store, we give you the branded white labeled web store as well. It's the Kitabu web store, which is a configurable solution that an offering that we have. Many of our customers use our web store offering. We are able to white label that for our for you, and that's another offering that can support you in B2C kind of environment. If you want to do pure play B2B, then the Kitabu existing Kitabu distribution system can let you do that as well. Now, obviously, you were creating ebooks, and these ebooks are DRM protected. It's in the Kitabu environment, and we give you a DRM along on top of that. But then there are a lot of customers who come to us and say that we also want to bring out EPUB files, because obviously Kitabu is a channel for us, but we want to use some other channels as well to proliferate our sales. So we said, why not? And and I can kind of definitely say with pretty much confidence that we are one of the very few companies in the world who have managed to automate, and I'm saying 100% automation, uh, wherein you can take a PDF, put it on the Kitabu platform, and with 100% automation take an EPUB 3 fixed layout file out. You can just export that. Across the world, this process is, as on date, is manual, and we've managed to come up with this solution where you can automate this completely. You can do it yourself, and you can just put your PDF and get the EPUB 3 fixed layout file out. Now you can export that output, and then you can use it to be rendered across other industry known readers, like your Kindle and iBooks and Google Play, etc. Plus, you can also at the same time have a Kitabu ebook ready with all the interactive stuff in there, and then do your distribution through the web store or through the Kitabu distribution channel. And the third piece, which is one of the most vital pieces, where the consumption takes place. So we give you Kitabu brand, as part of the Kitabu solution, we give you white labeled branded readers. It could be branded with your themes and your um, branding. And these readers are available across all platforms like iOS, Android, Windows, PC, Mac, online and offline versions. So basically, if you see the Kitabu ecosystem, the way we've built up our product offering is we're able to support everything starting from content creation to content enrichment, and then give you substitutes to be able to convert your content into an EPUB file and render it on other industry accepted readers, and then do distribution via a white label branded web store, or use the existing Kitabu distribution channel and do the distribution, and then of course get your reader apps across all platforms. So this in a way kind of addresses the complete ecosystem of the e-learning environment. And there are many customers who like to use the Kitabu LMS as well. So that's another add-on to this overall solution, where we're able to offer a white label branded learning management system as well. Now, as I said, it's interactive content across devices. So, we are enabling publishers and institutions globally in being able to deliver interactive content on mobiles and tablets. Like I said, it's a white label solution, so you can have your own branded reader apps. Uh, because we are doing native apps, so there is an opportunity for you to consume content in an offline mode. So any ebook, any content that's been downloaded from the bookshelf of a user, that's made available locally without an internet connection. Uh, you can make your static content dynamic, and you can make it interactive and have enrichments on your content. Uh, you can get a white label web store. One of the very important features that we have as part of the product is we're able to feed you back analytics of the consumption patterns of your users. So if there's an ebook that you've allocated to a set of 10 users, we are going to feed analytics back every time that user is accessing that content. So if I am one of those users and I've spent about an hour reading that book, we can feed you back analytics page by page and tell you that how much time have they spent on the ebook, how many reading sessions have they had, what is the time per reading session, how many notes have they made, how many annotations have they made, etc., etc. So that brings you in complete control of your content, and you can exactly know what is working with your users and what is not. Because it is a cloud platform, it's more so plug and play. And while we were building it, we wanted to ensure that we do not complicate it with an army of features, because it's important that you keep it simple and you keep it a platform that can be understood by anybody, and it is easy to use, and it provides you the best quality reader experience. I spoke about social sharing and collaboration. So I mean, you've got an ebook, and if, for example, if you've got a class of students which has got about 20 odd learners and say one teacher, they can be part of that one group, that one grade, and all the books that they have access to, now they can start creating their annotations, they can make highlights, they can take notes, they can make bookmarks. Now, obviously, this is something that you can possibly do in a print book also. You can just highlight and do stuff. But we said, how do we elevate this experience to the next level? So now, if you make a highlight and you have a question, and the student wants to ask a question to the teacher, but now they're out of the school. It's a weekend, they're at home. They can simply highlight that particular section of the book, make a comment, and share it real time with their teacher. Whenever the teacher logs in, she will receive a notification that X student has asked this question, and she can respond back in real time. So we enable real-time collaboration and real-time exchange of information in a group environment. So that's social sharing to a great extent, and that brings a lot of ease, and that's one of the features that's most admired about across all our customer group. Now, what happens if all of this is done in an offline mode, right? So anything that is any annotation or any highlight or any note that is taken in an offline mode gets stored locally on the device, and the moment the user has the next connectivity, it gets synced with the cloud servers, and now that information is available across all devices. So if I'm a user, I used an iPad at home, and then I went to the school and used a laptop. I made some annotations when I was using the iPad. When I go to the school, all those annotations will be available even if I log in from a different device, because all that user-generated content gets synced automatically with the cloud architecture the moment I have the next connectivity. Now, I spoke about analytics, and it's one of the most important features of our product. So, from a teacher's standpoint, or from a publisher's standpoint, or from an administrator's standpoint, it can give you, a huge amount of insights, both in terms of accepted. Uh, you spend, publishers spend a lot of money in creation of content. Now they can exactly know how is it being accepted by the end users? Is it engaging enough for their end users? Um, you, the next time you're creating some content, these powerful analytics data can feed you in terms of what is going to work and what is not going to work, right? Now, while you've already distributed a certain set of ebooks to your users and you're monitoring these analytics, you may get decent insights, and you can go back and redo your content and modify your content and make it more rich and more interactive to ensure that you get the right levels of engagement. So that's the kind of analytics that we're able to feed back to our customers. I did speak about automated fixed layout EPUB 3 conversion. Now this is a path-breaking achievement for us, and we've got a huge set of customers on this area of our business, where because you don't have to now depend on offshore vendors or service providers to do your EPUB 3 conversions manually. You can do it yourself. So we can license the platform to you. You can take your PDF, and ranging from anywhere between 5 minutes to 30 minutes depending upon the size of your PDF, you can have an EPUB 3 output, automated EPUB 3 output ready to be posted on various other industry platforms. Of course, does it bring cost benefits? Yes. You're doing it in an automated platform, so it is going to be cheaper than doing it manually, and it can drive a lot of cost, reduction for you. What we've noticed is, in terms of time spent, so you're not dealing with various vendors where there could be turnaround time issues, there could be quality issues. You are completely in control while doing this, so you reduce the turnaround time to a great extent. And basically, you do it yourself, so you know exactly what you're doing and you're in complete control. I did speak about the white label web store model. So it's a product offering that is also being used by multiple customers for us across the globe. Basically, we are able to provide you a configurable solution with integrated paywalls. It could be a paywall solution that we may provide, or it could be yours, and along with the Kitabu branded reader apps. So the web store comes with that, and it can be white labeled with your branding and your themes. It comes with regular features like category management and promotions management. You can have your geographical restrictions built into it. You could have a wallet system. You could have stuff like add to cart and buy now. And then we're also kind of adding further features into the web store model where you can issue free trials of certain books. So this is an offering that is primarily looked at as a B2C model, and any publisher wanted to create their own sales channel with their own web store is where they kind of adopt this model. And of course, when if you have your own web store, you're saving a hell lot of money, which you pay to third-party marketplaces such as Amazon and Google Play. We did speak about Kitabu Author. So this is another product offering that we have where you can create content and assessments in a cloud-based platform. You can have authors, you can have copy editors, proofreaders, SMEs, various roles that you can define in the system, and they could be geographically split. They don't necessarily need to be in one location, and they can all author content at the same time. It has a WYSIWYG system, so wherein bug logging and review can happen in real time. So you can have workflows defined in the system, and workflows are flexible, so you can have your own custom workflows defined. Uh, this tool comes with a template library, some predefined templates, about 50 odd templates that are predefined for assessments and interactivities. Uh, it is configurable and customizable, so we are able to customize templates for you. We can offer you blank templates, and we can also kind of do custom templates on this platform. The output that it gives you is HTML5 compliant. It can also give you a SCORM compliant output. It can also give you a common cartridge compliant output. Now, one of the biggest USPs and features of this product is you can create, reflowable content from scratch, reflowable digital content from scratch, and you can have multiple roles. So, your WYSIWYG kind of works well. You can do bug logging and review system within the product. Now that's although I've been talking continuously for quite some time now, but that's I can say that that's at a very high level is what is the product stack that we have for the e-learning industry, which comprises of obviously publishers and institutions and corporates also in general. Uh, we have, as I said, we've got customers globally. We've got about 3 million plus students and teachers who are our users using this product as we speak. We've converted more than 10 million plus pages of rich and interactive ebooks. We've got customers across various geographies. We have customers across the US. You look at APAC, we work with large publishing houses in Australia, in India. You look at the European region, we work with the largest publisher in Portugal, we work with one of the largest in Spain, and then we work with the largest in Norway. So that's a little insight into the topic that we were about to we all gathered here to discuss is how are the future trends kind of impacting the e-learning domain, and how is it that Heurig Systems is supporting our customers and organizations globally and embarking upon this really exciting journey, because it is only going to change from here. It is not going back. It is only going to get more and more mobile going forward. So that's where we are, and we take pride in saying that we are at the forefront of this change. And the way we see it, I think it's only going to get better from here. I hope that you've enjoyed the presentation, and I think it is time for us to take some questions. Okay, so there is the first question that I have. I am working in publishing industry. Okay, I would just give me a minute. I will try to expand this for myself. I can't read this one. I am working in publishing industry. I would like to move e-learning, but many companies are not ready to take me. Kindly suggest. Okay, I think somebody is looking for a job here. I'm sorry, I can't help you on that. All right, I think yeah, that's about it. So we've got about just one question, and what we're going to do is we're going to send out this recording of this webinar and the presentation to all the attendees. And we hope to hear back from you soon, and we'll be very happy to work with you in addressing your e-learning and mobile e-learning needs. And please feel free to get in touch with us. You've got our contact details on the screen right now, and I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you very much for joining us today, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.